Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we are going to be talking about Prisoners, specifically the end of Prisoners, which, in my opinion, ruins the entire film for me, and that is not something that I say often. I know that it is not something that I say often, is something that I say often, but just go with it, okay? I think that there's never been a film that I've seen where after a major twist, it gets worse somehow. It absolutely makes no sense to me. And this one has taken the cake for, in my opinion, the ultimate whatever you want to call that, the third act downfall or whatever you want to say in your film bro little circles. I don't care. I hated it, okay? And that's what we're going to talk about specifically is the ending. Now, before we get into that, I do want to talk about the things that I liked about this film, and there will be spoilers, of course. So if you haven't seen Prisoners and you want to waste 2.5 hours of your life for a terrible ending, be my guest, but I did it for you. So why don't you just listen to me, and maybe you might learn a little bit of something about what you should do with your time instead of watching some garbage like this. Now, I'm going to be going pretty hard on it, and that is not indicative of the entire film and definitely not indicative of the entire cast. Hugh Jackman is our lead role. He is playing a distraught father whose child has been kidnapped. That's our whole plot. It's a very simple plot. It was very simply executed at the beginning, and I really liked it, and I think the twist would have served it well if they would have just not been silly about it. We also have Paul Dano in this movie. He is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And Jake Gyllenhaal, one of the reasons why I wanted to watch this film is because I've been seeing a lot of people say that Jake Gyllenhaal does not get the respect he deserves, that he's a very, very, very talented actor, and that he's underrated, and that people don't talk about it enough. So I was like, well, why don't I start with one of the movies that I've been seeing on my YouTube shorts that everyone says is one of his best performances, and it is. I mean, from what I've seen him in, which is very few, it's definitely my favorite so far, and I do think that he was amazing in this as well. I also think David Dash McClane, however the hell you say his last name, I think that this creepy dude, shout out to him in the Dexter series, who always plays serial killers. He's typecast for a reason. Absolutely perfect. Very, very, very good. So let's start out with the thing that I liked about the way that this was set up. This is set up in a way where, it's just like a normal, everyday occurrence where your kids just go and grab something and you think that it's okay because you're in your neighborhood, and then you come back and they are gone. It is every parent's worst nightmare, and it seemed like it just happened like it normally would in real life, and that is what was so chilling about the start of this plot line. And then we meet our detective, of course. Our detective goes through the actual legal process in most ways, but the great thing about Jake Gyllenhaal, who plays the detective, his name is Loki, the thing that we like about Detective Loki is that he kind of is a little bit of a rule breaker. He'll go and, break into somebody's house if he really thinks that he needs to get in there for some reason. Now, I also did watch this movie about a week ago, so if I'm wrong on some information, I know that there's prisoner lovers out there that are going to be so pissed, but I really do not care. I want to talk about the end, but I have to first set up the great first and second acts of this film. And so Detective Loki basically finds their first suspect, a man who was parked in an RV. His name, funny enough, is Alex Jones. Now, I was going to look up if this was around all the time where Alex Jones was becoming a very, very, very controversial figure in the world, but I did not look that up. I just think that it is very funny that the main guy that we're supposed to believe is the predator that took these children the entire time, which he did end up taking them, but that's neither here nor there. I just love that his name is Alex Jones. It takes me completely out of the movie. I'm just thinking about, this freaking meatball screaming about Magellan or some, turning the frogs gay or something like that, shout out. So, not actually shout out, but you know what I'm saying. So, I need to find another vehicle. I was on too much of a rant. Oh, this looks cool. I haven't stolen one of these in a while. And so they take this guy into custody, but there's no conclusive evidence that he did take these children, so they let him out. And Hugh Jackman, of course, is rightfully pissed, and so he goes and punches him and grabs him by the neck right outside of the courtroom when he gets released, and it's this whole big thing, and it's a media nightmare and everything like that. And so, long story short, Hugh Jackman ends up kidnapping this man. Okay, so he takes this man who seems to have the IQ of a 10-year-old, and at this point, obviously, you do not believe that, and you're led to believe in this film that he's the one that took the kids because he wanted to take the kids for whatever disgusting reason people do that shit for. In reality, this man was not, like, he didn't understand what he was doing. He really does have the IQ of a 10-year-old, and he just took these kids because he wanted to play with them in his RV and then take them back to his house. Well, he took them back to his house, to his grandmother, who is actually not his grandmother. It is a woman who abducted him. Alex Jones, our abductor, was abducted. Our abductor was an abductee, if you prefer it that way. And he has no idea that he just lured two little girls into the lion's den. Now, his I think aunt or grandma, I forget exactly who it is. Her name is Holly, which is my mother's name, so that makes that also very weird. My mother would never do anything this disgusting. Holly and her husband decided for whatever reason that they were going to start kidnapping children. We don't know why. We just find out at a certain point towards the end that it is Holly. It's not the guy that they've been looking for. Also, in between there, Hugh Jackman keeps saying to Jake Gyllenhaal's character, please, will you do something? Will you do something? And Jake Gyllenhaal's like, dude, my hands are freaking tied. I can't do anything for you. I'm investigating this other guy, Bob Taylor, who is played by that creepy serial killer typecast, David Demecha. And so, because he's got a really tight lead on him, he ends up seeing him at the vigil for Anna, the girl that went missing, the daughter. I think she's like 7 or something. That was pretty cool. He goes to the vigil, and Loki, and he spots, I said that was cool. This guy is literally dead. He spots, David Mechacha, Bob Taylor, at the funeral. And he's like, why the hell is this guy here? This guy's my suspect. I'm going to chase him. Well, come to find out, this dude is just like not the guy either. So it's another thing to throw you off the trail. So then you're like, okay, well then what actually is going on? And that's when it starts to get a little bit annoying to me and a little bit redundant. And during all this, Hugh Jackman has Paul Dano locked up in a freaking warehouse, and he's just torturing the living shit out of him. I mean, like any father would. If you were almost 100% positive that this man, do not arrest me, sir, that this man kidnap your children, you would definitely take him and try to torture, the information out of him to try to see where they are. And that's what he's trying to do. Meanwhile, he brings in the other family whose other daughter has been kidnapped, Joy. There's literally no reason for this to be in the story at all. It adds to the fact that this movie could have been about an hour and 55 minutes, and instead it was 2.5 hours. I mean, dude, I do not mind when movies are 2.5 hours. I don't mind it at all. But the fact that this movie was too much. They really were. They were a little bit overzealous with how much we would like to see of this. So the entire time he's bringing in the other family, Hugh Jackman, to see Paul Dano's character, Alex Jones, just get brutally beaten. Shout out to Paul Dano for being the best typecast for a man who is brutally beaten all the time. He's still so good in this movie. I mean, you really never have any idea that it's not him until the movie kind of tells you. It kind of beats you over the head with it. So while all this is happening, Jake Gyllenhaal finds some evidence, realizes that it is Holly and that she's connected to a whole string of kidnappings and murders and all of these things. And at the same time, Hugh Jackman realizes it as well, and he goes over to the house, which is where we are going to talk about our final scene. So it's just Hugh Jackman and Holly in this house. Hugh Jackman gets enters in, and she says that she's not feeling well because she burned her hand and she has a towel over her hand. In reality, she's already got him at gunpoint. He's already fucked. Okay? So that's fine. The reveal of her, I think, is fine. I think that's good. I think it works well with the story. But then, instead of just getting him inside the house and killing him, maybe because she doesn't want to shoot him and she doesn't want to alert the neighbors with the sound of shooting him, I don't know, she forces him to drink a toxic 2-liter of like some sludge that's gonna make him pass out and poison him, and I don't know, it might kill him, it might not, and she's just gonna do whatever she wants with him, right? So while this is all happening, there's the one line that really ruined this entire film for me. While she's got him drinking all this stuff, she basically reveals her entire plan to the audience and the reason why she did this. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't need every plot point to be explained to me, but I definitely did not need this to be explained to me. In a movie about like just the unknown, like the push and pull of the tension of where's the girl? Is she still alive? They're finding little like pieces along the way and you're trying to figure it out yourself. And there's all this tension and all this stuff. And they just get taken out of the middle of the day and nobody even knows. And it just happens without any dramatics or anything like that. So instead of it just being, yeah, we're just awful people and this is what we do, she says, me and my husband wanted to wage a war against God and create parents like you into demons. Okay, what? So if you were trying to do this, you've successfully turned him into a demon, right? He kidnapped an innocent man, basically, that's just a 10-year-old boy in his mind. I mean, I guess he did kidnap them, but he didn't kidnap them on purpose, so I guess it's like a little bit of a gray area with Alex Jones. You turned him into a demon, by all accounts. Don't you want him running the streets as a demon? If that's your whole thing, don't you want him to live with this pain and turn into a monster? So why are you keeping the girl alive? At this point, I don't think that we know if she's alive yet. But why? I mean, why? She is, by the way, and she does live. So why are you keeping his daughter alive? Why aren't you just tormenting him by like sending him, pictures or letters or like her clothes or something? Instead, you bring him into the house, sedate him, and then she brings him to the backyard where she has a super secret hiding spot that's supposed to be, I don't know, I guess they're trying to make it out like no one's ever going to find him here. Because it's a car, like some rusty, broken down car, is parked on top of a little like wood plank, and underneath that is a hole where she apparently was, keeping Hugh Jackman's daughter, where she was keeping all of her other victims, for whatever the case may be. So instead of killing Hugh Jackman, she shoots him in the leg and tells him to get in the hole while he's becoming sedated by this 2-liter. Why? I literally don't understand why. And then you say, oh, well, Carter, I mean, you said the gunshot thing, right? She doesn't want to alert the neighbors. No. She shoots him in the leg because he goes, I'm not going to get in there unless you shoot me. And she just shoots him in the leg. So there's literally no reason that she does this at all. And the whole entire, like, trying to tie together the plot point by being like, yeah, it's a war against God. What the fuck does that even mean? That literally makes no sense to anybody or this film at all. It should have just been like, yeah, my husband was a sick and twisted man and he got me into this shit, or whatever the fucking case may be, okay? Or actually make the guy who took the kids Bob Taylor and not just like a full nothing burger for no reason. Like, have the Alex Jones be the red herring that everybody's chasing after, and then have it be Rob Taylor. I saw someone say this and I thought this was a great idea. Bob Taylor, why not have him be the one that actually did the kidnapping? And now Hugh Jackman has Alex Jones in a freaking closet torturing him, and now he's like, damn, I either turn myself in and show them that I've kidnapped an innocent man, or I have to kill this guy and hope that they never find out so I can spend time with my family because they found my daughter now. So now all of it was for nothing, and he's left with this terrible choice in Act 3. I thought that was a phenomenal idea, and if that would have been the case, this probably would have been up there on like my top 20 list, kind of thing. But I just feel like that was such a major fumble. Now, everybody else is, they talk about this too, and I'm going to talk about the very, very end. So Anna gets saved in this beautiful way by Loki. He comes in and he sees Holly injecting her with some shit to kill her, right? So again, instead of just shooting her in the fucking head, she injects her with some slow-acting poison or drugs to kill her in, a delayed amount of time instead of doing it instantly, and continues to just shoot it in while she realizes that Loki has her at gunpoint, because Loki comes into the house and then he sees a symbol for a maze that he found on the dead body of Holly's husband. This is all bullshit that we're not going to get into because I just want to talk about how terrible the end is. And she, yeah, and so he realizes, he puts her at gunpoint. She puts the poison in, and then he shoots her while she turns around and shoots him, and tries to shoot him in the face, and it does hit him in the face, but it doesn't like actually go through and like injure him too terribly. And he's able to drive Anna back to the hospital and save her life. In my opinion, that's the best scene, because you're just, the entire movie, you're hoping that this girl's okay. I mean, that's the bare minimum. I did not know that I didn't like this movie until it was over, and I sat with it for over a day. I thought that it was very good at this point. So seeing her dying in the back seat and Loki driving as fast as he can through the rain, and he can barely see because the blood is covering his vision and he's bleeding from his face, it is glorious. I mean, that scene is beautiful. Everything about it is just amazing, and it's so suspenseful, and you finally get that payoff of realizing that she's alive. You see her in the wheelchair, and Jake Gyllenhaal's recovering in the hospital bed, and then it cuts to, okay, well, where's Hugh Jackman, right? In your brain, you're going, okay, great, Anna has been saved, but where is, Mr. Dover, right? Where's Hugh Jackman at in all this? He's still in the bottom of the hole, so who's going to save him? So Jake Gyllenhaal goes to Holly's house to keep looking for Hugh Jackman. There is, I shit you not, this is the second worst part of the entire film besides that we're waging a war with God part of it. They have excavators digging and digging and digging in this woman's backyard. But you mean to tell me the guy who's supposed to be this super smart detective, all these excavator dipshits, anybody that's forensic walked around this scene, didn't think to look under a car and see a plank and go, hey, what's that plank? Oh, this car actually looks like it could probably turn over. Let's see if we could move it. Oh, what's under this plank? A fucking hole. Why would you not look underneath a car? I don't understand. A car, by the way, that's sitting in the middle of the backyard. These guys are excavating like 5 feet away from it. They go, yep, ground's too solid. Nobody would be down there. Sorry about that. And so, meanwhile, the entire time, the reason that Anna got kidnapped is because she was looking for her whistle that her dad gave her in case anybody kidnaps her. And she's going to blow the whistle and let everybody know that she's been kidnapped. Whatever. Hugh Jackman finds it in the bottom of the hole, and as Jake Gyllenhaal is standing there, he hears a faint whistle. He thinks nothing of it, hears it again, thinks nothing of it again, and then hears it a third time, looks over concerned, and that is the end of the movie. And we are supposed to imply, so funny enough, now we're supposed to imply something, okay? That he just went and saved him, right? If you were gonna take that fucking stupid ass time to break everything down of the reason why this woman, Holly, did all this stuff, and her husband and this and that and all this stuff, why would you not just show us them getting Hugh Jackman out? So I have to assume that you got him out, but there's a world where you didn't get him out, because it's up to the viewer, right? So I could just choose that he didn't get him out and that Hugh Jackman traded his life for his family. No, that is not allowed. When you have already explained this shit, when you have already broken down the entire plot in the worst way possible and been like, hey, this is what it was all about, guys. The entire time it was just this crazy old hag in her war against God, and there was literally nothing that you could pull from the end of this. I just thought that it was such a disservice to a movie that was so stacked, that could have been so good. And I know this is a hot take. I know a lot of people love this film. I have not seen anybody besides the one person who I saw talk about with an alternate act, being that, Hugh Jackman has to decide between his family and killing Paul Dano or whatever. That's all I've seen. Talking like badly about the third act. Everybody else that I've seen talking about this film has said that it's so good, that the ending is great, that everybody's stupid because they think, oh, he definitely fucking saved Hugh Jackman, so what are you worried about? And it's like, I literally do not care about this. I literally do not care. The entire film was worthless after we get to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm waging this random war with God to turn you into something that you're not going to be anymore because I'm going to kill you, but not in a fast way, in a very slow way, and I'm going to do the same thing to your daughter. I'm going to kill her, but in a really, really, really slow manner in which she can get saved. I just thought that it was such a stupid, worthless ending to what otherwise could have been a great film. And now I'm repeating myself 100 times and becoming redundant. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate the support on the There Will Be Blood video. The last few videos, I feel as though I've been shadow banned. I was taking a few risks with YouTube and GTA and things of that nature. So this one I'm going to play a little bit safe. We're going to see how it goes. Hopefully I start getting more than 2 views on a video. I mean, that's the lowest amount I've ever gotten. I thought we were getting motion here. My last video about Netflix being a terrible streaming service has gotten 2 views. I mean, shout out to the other guy who watched it besides me. He also left a like. But it's just like, damn, bro. Like, come on, man. I need a little bit of help here. So anyways, if you're still watching at this point, like the video. Subscribe if you are new. And that is it for me. I'm going to have to pause this and switch over to my other monitor because we do not do editing on this channel. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. I'm not sure what the next video will be, but it will be within the next 3 days. All right. Bye-bye now.